In today's tutorial video, I'm using a Rudolf inspired container to create a very loose and organic arrangement without the use of floral foam. If this is something that you would like to learn, then you need to keep watching. Welcome back, and meet Rudolf. What do you think about him? Now this is going to be one of the quick and easy videos leading up to Christmas 2024, and today I've got this little container which is possibly a storage box or maybe even a rubbish bin. This has come from a shop called Poundland here in the UK. It didn't cost me £1, I think it was £4, but I couldn't resist. He was just so sweet. I've been asked about designs that could go in the porchway or outside. Now I don't know whether I would put this outside because it's fabric, but you could change the base for something wooden, metal, and you could do this for an outside design. And instead of using floral foam, I'm going to be using a bucket that's just filled with water. There's no wire netting in there, there's no mechanics of any description, but because I've got lots of seasonal greens, lots of different types of evergreen foliage, I'm going to use that to create a base structure that is going to support my flowers. And my flower selection is a mixed bunch that's come from a supermarket. This one is from Tesco, so if you're here in the UK, I love the colour combination alongside Rudolph's nose and his little antlers. And what I will do is I will try and do 3 different designs using the same flowers, so you get to see how versatile flowers can be, which is the whole point really of these short snappy videos. So if you haven't been here before, my name is Sharon and I have a whole YouTube channel full of interesting lessons, not just quick and easy designs like this, but longer, more intense step-by-step tutorials. And I've also got an online flower school with a whole range of online courses that you can participate in from your own home. Let's get started with this today. Now by my side is a whole host of greenery. This has been mainly foraged for in the local area, and I'm allowed to forage in the area that I'm in. Some have come from local family members' gardens, and what I'm going to do is just place it into the container. I'm going to swap those 2 over. Place it into the container so that the stems are crossing at the bottom. It's a little bit like we would do a hand-tied bouquet, but in a less formal way. If you're good at making hand ties, you could easily make a hand tie and then place it in the container. But because this is aimed at beginners and those of you that might not have had the chance to learn technical skills, I'm just going to make a very basic design. Now the water that's in my bucket has got flower food in it, and I'm making sure that all my greenery has a clean diagonal cut before it goes into the water. And I'm really just creating quite a loose look, loose feel. Nothing that has a set pattern, nothing matching or symmetrical on both sides. But what I don't want to do is cover my Rudolf at the front. So because there is a heavy pattern in this container, I have Rudolph's face. I don't want to make an arrangement that's all round because we want to look at it from the front so we can really appreciate our little fella. So if you don't have this access to the same container as me, think about something that's round. It could be a bucket with a bow on it. It could be some type of decorative container you have at home. But I'm not looking to make a really perfect pattern. Remember that anything that's below the water level needs to be clean. We don't want any debris to contaminate the water, and anything that you're cutting off can be used in another design. But what this almost does is it creates that grid effect and crisscrossing the stems, some from the left, some from the right. They link together in the middle, and that gives you a support network for your fresh flowers. I haven't yet looked at it from the front. It's not looking too bad. It can be a round symmetrical design, or it can be taller on one side and shorter at the other. That will almost be decided by the style and the shape of the greenery that you've got. So this one has a little curve in it, so he would work better on that left-hand side. Now, what I forgot to mention is not only have I got a bucket in there filled with water, but I've also scrunched up some brown paper around the bucket. So it pushes out the container and keeps the circular shape of the container. It was flopping about a little bit. It wasn't quite stiff enough to hold up on its own. But there we have a very simple design with greenery. You can buy it from your florist, and you can invest in some really nice greenery at the beginning of December. Put it in water in an arrangement just like this, and you can add in bows, cones, baubles, anything Christmassy into there without even spending out on any flowers. But that gives me a basic shape. I'm not too concerned that this side is taller than the other. It's very loose and organic and quite natural. Before I put my flowers in, I'm also going to add in some red dogwood. This is cornus, and it's going to help connect with the red colour in the reindeer's nose at the front, and it's going to elongate the arrangement. Now, I've probably mentioned in a few of these tutorials that if you do have Christmas tree growers around by you, anywhere really that sells Christmas trees, they're likely to sell the foliage that they cut off from the bottom of the trees. So go and investigate. And with just greenery, some red branches on the top, I've already got quite an interesting design. I've got one slightly shorter one which I can weave more towards the front. And all I'm doing is pushing them down, right down into the bottom of the bucket, and that support network of foliage is holding it into place. I've cut all the flowers in one go. I'm not going to cut them short. I'm going to arrange them in as they are, making the most of the long length. And if you're doing this at home, what you can do is you can feed them through the greenery just like this. It's supported by all that foliage. Change the water on a regular basis, and you can keep the greenery for as long as it looks fresh, and you can replace the flowers on a regular basis. Now, because my stems have been left at one height, I'm going to create that circular design. I know I said technically it's not front facing, but I just wanted to show you what you can do with a supermarket bench. I cut that one shorter because it had a bendy stem on the bottom. I'm just trying to explain to you that you don't have to overthink floral design. It doesn't have to be as technical as some of my other videos. You don't have to always worry about getting floral foam. You don't have to worry about adding in chicken wire. If you can get hold of foliage, you can create a framework which will hold your flowers into place. And I'm just working around creating a fairly circular design, leaving the stems at their longest length. And then should you decide in a week's time that you want to create another design, you've got all the length in those stems still available to cut down and make a shorter design. And one of the reasons that I'm not cutting them today is because I want to use them on their full length, because they're in proportion with the container, and then I can cut them down and use them in another arrangement for you to see. Now, there's a selection of blooms, roses, hypericum. The foliage is a cordyline, and this is my final stem. Now, I did say these were going to be short and snappy videos. The lesson here is that we don't necessarily have to have any type of floral foam or wire netting to hold our flowers into place. A wide-necked glass vase or a bowl of some description, as long as it's fairly deep, is going to hold a selection of greenery. If you don't have the greenery, then you do really have to have some type of floral foam or wire netting, because there won't be anything to support the flowers. But in a very quick video, I've got something that's quite impressive, quite large. It would look amazing for a children's display. If you didn't want to use it with the reindeer face showing, you could arrange it so this side of the container is showing instead. And I normally recommend that you try and link the colours in the base to the colour of the arrangement. So if I had my way, I would like there to have been a creamy toned flower in the top of the arrangement as well. But I haven't got one. So we can just enjoy the flowers as they are. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please do so. Hit that notification bell to be told every time I upload a new tutorial. Give us a like comment in the box below. And don't forget to look in the description box because you will find some discount codes for some of our online courses. And you don't want to miss the 2 new Christmas courses that are currently on the website. So thanks for watching and goodbye for now.